In this lecture, we are going to focus on a very practical aspect of your Python journey, setting up the environment and running your first code. Here's what you will be able to do by end of this session. First, you will understand the need of a proper Python development setup. Before we dive deeper into coding, it's important to have a stable and convenient environment where you can practice everything you can learn. Next, you will learn how to download and install Anaconda, a powerful Python distribution that comes with everything bundled. The Python interpreter, essential libraries, and tools like Jupyter Notebook all ready to use out of the box. After that, we'll explore the Jupyter Notebook, a beginner friendly coding interface. It's interactive, easy to use, and perfect for learning Python step by step. You will see how it allows you to write code, view output instantly, and even document your thoughts along the way. Finally, you will write and run your first Python program inside the Jupyter Notebook. This is an important step to ensure your environment is working correctly and to give you that initial boost of confidence before we move on to more advanced topic. We are going to explore the different ways your Python code can run. This is essential to understand early on because how you run your code can impact your workflow, the tools you use, and even the type of output you see. There are many different ways to run Python, and that's part of what makes it such a beginner friendly and flexible language. You can write and execute Python code in several environments from simple terminal commands to full featured integrated development environment in short IDEs or even web based platform. This flexibility allows developers and learners alike to pick the method that suits their workflow, learning style, or project requirements. Later in this course, we'll take a closer look at the differences between running a Python script that is a .py file and executing Python code in a notebook environment. Each method has its own advantages and is suited to different use cases. Either way, we still want to install Python. Installing Python is essential first step no matter which path you choose, as it provides the interpreter that will run your code behind the scenes. To make the learning journey smoother, we'll be using Anaconda distribution throughout the course. Anaconda is a free open source platform that simplifies the process of installing Python and the many tools that come with it. Rather than setting up Python, Jupyter Notebook, and other libraries individually, Anaconda bundles all of them into a single easy to install package. It includes the Python interpreter, Jupyter Notebook, which we shall use more frequently in this course, the Spider IDE, and over 250 pre-installed libraries commonly used in data science, machine learning, and general purpose programming. By using Anaconda, we avoid compatibility issues and save time that would otherwise be spent managing dependencies. This allows us to focus on learning Python more efficiently without getting stuck in the setup problems. In order to download the Anaconda for Python, go to this website. Here, if you scroll down a bit, you can skip the registration which is shown here. Now you can scroll down again a bit and then download the installation package based on whichever OS you are working with. Remember, Anaconda keeps on changing their user interface. In case you find a new user interface, just go ahead and install the distribution package. Please notice here that if I click on Windows or Mac download button, it gives you multiple options. So it's always good that check which specific system you are using and then install the specific package. Once your download is finished, you can go to anaconda.com/docs/getting started /anaconda/install, and here you can find the step-by-step installation guide according to your operating system. Don't worry, I'll paste all of these links in the description box. Now that we are finished installing Anaconda, search for Anaconda Navigator in whichever system you are working on. So whether it is be Windows or Mac OS, it's up to the system which you are working on. So once you click on it, it takes some time when you are running it first time. So please be patient while it loads. This is not my first time opening Anaconda Navigator, but at first it might ask you to help Anaconda to improve itself. It is fine to say yes, then probably if you have a crash report or something, then you would give a feedback to Anaconda. Irrespective of that, whether you check or uncheck the option, it's not going to affect your learning. Now that your Anaconda is loaded, you should be able to see such an interface. This graphical interface shows you different development environment which Anaconda has come up with. It has multiple programs such as the PyCharm, Anaconda AI Navigator, Anaconda Toolbox, Anaconda Cloud Notebooks, then Jupyter Lab, Jupyter Notebook, Qt Console, and many others. The one which we are going to use a lot is the Jupyter Notebook. In general, in the course, we shall always use Jupyter Notebook, but later we shall also execute from the .py files as I mentioned earlier. Once you click on the Jupyter Notebook, it should automatically open up in your default browser. Jupyter Notebook does not need internet to work with. It just uses your browser as a visual environment to work with. It should show the files and folders from your computer just how it is shown here. So what you can do is navigate through each of these files and folders by clicking on them. So for example, if I click on desktop here, it will take me into desktop. Then I can go back easily by clicking on this small icon at the top. What I can do now is that click on this new button here, and you can see there are multiple options here. So if I click on new folder, it will create me a new folder, and if I click on Python, it will create me a new notebook file. There are other options like terminal, console, new file. We shall skip those as of now, but concentrate on this Python and new folder. Let me just first go to the desktop and then create a new folder here. Let's rename this new folder to Python Learn. Now if I go into this folder, there are no files inside it. Let me create one new file inside it. We shall do that by again clicking on new and clicking on Python. So if you see here, it opens up new browser window where this file is now open. You can see also this same file in the folder which you have created. You can rename this file by clicking on this checkbox and then clicking on rename. So I can say first Python So let me close that file now and reload this or reopen this file. We shall learn a lot about the notebook as we progress in the course, but just as for the quick tour, let me show you few important things. In order to write a code in the cell, you can click on the cell and write, for example, within quotes, hello world. Now in order to execute this line, you can click on this execute button or press shift enter. So you can see that the output here is hello world. Always remember you have to execute the cells in order to make those cells take effect. These cells are nothing but where we write our individual Python lines of code. What I can do is that even comment on these cells by using hashtag. So for example, hashtag shift plus enter. And then I will again press shift plus enter. One of the great things about Notebook is that you can create notes in the same place where you are running codes. So here click on this arrow. So let me just click on the cell first and click on this arrow and write markdown. So if you write here something, it will take it as normal text and not as code, and it will not execute while executing the complete code. So if I write here, I want to write a note, and then press shift plus enter, you can see here this is just a note. So again, I can basically write some more notes by changing this option here. Now before we end this lesson, I want to show you one more thing. In order to add new cell value, you can click here on this plus button. So it will add new cell lines. So that's it for this introductory lesson on installation and running your first Python code on Jupyter Notebook. See you in our next lesson.